everybody, and welcome. I'll just wait for both of them.
Yeah, hold on. And there you are.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to season.
This isn't a season.
Oh, this isn't a season.
No, it's not.
Just welcome to this spontaneous episode.
Spontaneous combustion.
Spontaneous combustion of the Kartron experience. And this is Rebecca here, coming live at you from Boardman, Ohio, up in snow country, with my new glasses on, giving my eyes a break from contacts.
So then all I got to do is get my phone call going, and hopefully I can.
And I got my beautiful warm, stay warm up here blanket that was made from the leprechauns up in Alaska, Jan and Christine.
So you may be starting again. Okay,
you.
there's chat. Yay! Hi guys.
Yay!
All right, so hopefully this is working. Chat is disabled. See, you start this and it says chat's disabled. It's so weird. Hopefully there's people going. It says 5 watching now. Okay, so hopefully if you guys can hear us, let's get this thing going. So everything is good. I've gotten all the tech going. It's like starting over every time. Oh my God. So here we are. Life is good. And we're just going to make sure that you can hear us and see us right now. I don't see anybody chatting. So if you guys can hear and see us, please chat if possible. It says there's 5 on my channel and 5 on the other channel. Okay, so I'll just reload a few times and we'll take it from there. Ooh, yeah. So you guys can actually respond. I don't see why.
That's wild from different angles.
What? Yeah. Well, what? Seeing this from different angles because we're doing different broadcasts? Yes, we are. Well, I want a backup of a backup of a backup, which means I'm going to get the phone going, and so you
maybe
can
if
talk
someone
about.
can send a text if they can see.
Yeah. Can you guys text if you can see this? Because we can see us. So let's see. Okay.
Hey,
Hi.
okay.
Oh, Elga. Yes, y'all. Okay. So I got to get the
Elga.
phone call going, guys. That's what I'm going to do right now, and it's all good. Hopefully it'll work. We'll find out real quick
Kelly.
if it does.
We're not too far from you. We're in northern country.
Whatever comes through will come through for me.
Oh, Kartron will get us going.
Well, of course.
Now,
I'm really excited. Could you grab one of the waters too while you're over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Thank you. So how's everyone doing?
Great value distilled water from Walmart, 88 cents, and it works really well too.
Well,
Thank you very much.
You know what? Going through the health thing for me has been the biggest challenge of my life. So, down in Florida, we met a light worker. He's in so many dimensions at once. He talked nonstop. He was actually serving food in Sam's Club, which we're members of Sam's and Costco, so we kind of go in there and see what they always have free samples. So, and he, we drink a lot of the times what kind of water is that? The alkaline water. I mean, I'll buy it depending on where I'm at. If someone doesn't have an alkaline machine or one of those things, and he went on this big story about distilled water is really the best one for you. And someone did. I can't remember that light worker's name. Someone really popular actually did a big thing about it, and distilled water keeps our minerals in our body and all this stuff. I'm just kind of trying that out, Elizabeth. So yeah, I'm very spacey, so I'm trying to remember the last thought I was going to say.
Really help me because I'm seeing if I can do a conference call and a live stream on the phone at the same time.
Yeah, it's a test.
If not, we have Rebecca's signal, and we're just getting this going. Good. Okay, good.
Yes,
we have nice lighting. So good.
So I've had a very interesting 2 weeks since our last broadcast. I went through an intense cleansing. The one that it would be so intense that it could, with the solar storms, which many people did. It wasn't just me. It was a collective cleansing for a lot of people. Some people did better than others with it, but it was those geomagnetic storms. We had several in a row. And ironically, it was the perfect time because they decided to do it when Patrick was over on the other side. Okay.
What? I'm just talking to myself.
But
You're supposed to not say that.
yeah, it was an intense dark night of the soul. I literally thought like I was dying. When it happens sometimes that way, you can't even, not only can you not channel the angels, but you can't feel them. They shut you off of everything. When you get one that intense, and it was intense, I was just sobbing for days. And amazingly, some of the reasons I came up here for medical appointments spontaneously healed from that. And I had a few people working on me, but just the most interesting thing, interesting things that I was having physical pain with spontaneously disappeared. So far, so good. So I'm gonna keep holding on to that. I can barely talk. The energy's coming in so strong. The energy's coming in so strong from the full moon.
How does this look?
It looks amazing. I'm so spacey.
So it's going to take a few seconds because I just want to get everything really nice because we're going to have a nice broadcast. I can feel.
We're gonna have an amazing broadcast, but yeah, I've been unable to function. And I was like, why take the vertigo medicine when we have a broadcast? Oh, let's see, Elizabeth, what happened? I had to go through that intense cleansing for 3 days. Yeah, it was horrible for a lot of us. I was in there with you.
We got to turn the light up for yours.
Mine lasted probably about 5, I'd say. No, not that one. That's the most recent one, about 5 days. And yeah, it was, I thought I was dying. I was like, oh my god. Because they literally make you feel like you're going through it alone, even though I knew other people were going through it. It's very intense.
Okay.
My head had a life of its own. But yeah, I came out of it okay. And what it does when you go through those cleansings, it's there's light at the end of the tunnel, because what happens after they remove density means even more light for your body to hold, more light for your cells to hold. They took my powers up like through the roof. I did a little remote activation on someone that I was speaking to online, and yeah, it was unusually intense. It was like, oh my god, to the point where I was like, I don't know if I could handle this new energy. So, but it's all perfect.
Okay, are you ready?
I am ready.
Good. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Kartron Experience of this full moon day broadcast on March 12th, 2017. We'd like to thank you for being here. Oh my God, what an interesting situation we have. We are broadcasting live, or unless you're watching the recording, not live, but Kartron always records it in relative real time, which means as you watch it, that's when it's happening. Go figure about that with quantum science. So this is live from Boardman, Ohio, where 12 degrees last night, and it's okay because that's how the world turns and is spherical at the same time. So you may notice that we have, put your head together, come on, see our glasses. Oh my God, Rebecca got matching glasses to my Clark Kents, and so that's the Lois Lanes, or her Clarkies. I got my Clarkies, she's got her other one. So here we are, professional looking people. And so how is everybody doing? Oh my God. Please respond on the chat.
Elga said her head has a life of its own.
Yes, it does. Yes. So now that we got everything working, we have backup of a backup of a backup, because I have so learned my lesson. When we get a flow going and then it glitches out, then it's like, oh, there goes the whole mood and the energy cycle that we get going. So the redundancy program of the backup systems.
Holy mother load.
What?
It's -20 up in
Yes.
Canada. Hey, Joe.
And so by doing this, then if you guys have one of these streams stop, like if my phone gets hot, then I will start it with the conference call again, and you guys switch to Rebecca's signal, because we have these tech updates and upgrades and everything else going on, and they were changing.
Well, because Elga's temperature up there is -20. That makes 12 degrees feel like a huge blessing.
Yes, Elizabeth said she really wanted to check out, so we totally get.
I wanted to check out too.
Well, you know what happened?
Now, if you guys get glitchiness and we don't, or other people do not, you could be because you've got a limited bandwidth in your internet connection to where you are. And that means that it's trying to vie for the same stream. So then pick one of them. But always have Rebecca's signal backed up on. I have it on the newsletter, that link, just in case, because hers has been stable. It's funny. That's my Galaxy Note 3, and that's been around for a couple of years, and it's very stable with this new GS7e stuff. It's great. So, how are you doing today?
I'm okay. Um
Yes.
I'm hanging in there. Elizabeth, yeah, I wanted to check out too. It was weird. I did, but I didn't. Because there's a lot of things I want to do. I wanted to check out because I have some things on my list to do. One of them is something I'm doing online school for, and I thought, oh my God, with this big depression thing, I didn't know. It feels like it's lasting forever, and it was like I couldn't even focus on that, on something that I paid for to enhance my income, and I couldn't focus on that. It was very. I wanted to check out because of that, because I was like, well, I can't function anyways. Why be here? I was literally like sentenced to bed for 5 days. Literally, I was so dizzy. I had no appetite. That was one of mine. Also, I couldn't eat. My whole body. Yeah, mine too. Mine would be in pain, and then I'd release it with all these tears, and then it become very light, which is what happens when we go through a cleansing like that. It keeps us from physical disease. It's not really a bad thing. Um, in the end, it clears out the emotional bodies. But whoa, when they decide to do that all at once, like they did with many of us, with the storms will just come in, and it's kind of like, my
By the way,
God.
guys, an intermission check. Doesn't Rebecca look official with that? It's like if she ever does this, looking at you, it's like, oh my God, okay, what did I do wrong? It's like instant, oh, here comes the authority from heaven. Oh, blanky blank, I'm in blanky now. It's like, that looks really good on you. It's a nice authoritative look. And it's like, hey, hi. Here, actually, we have a similar prescription. Let's switch. That's better. Okay, good.
Yours is a little stronger.
Okay, hi.
Not much though.
Ah,
Very close.
yes, yes. Now you're Clark Kent. Go ahead, save the world. Okay. Good.
So
It's like who's on first?
okay, yeah. So then once I cleared it out of my organs and my skin was in pain, so I went. I went through all that too.
Good. So now that we're all set
We
up,
made it through though.
we have a very interesting astrological configuration. I do not know if any of you have watched Tom Lesher's Paleo Report, but it was very enlightening about what's happening on March 8th. I always listen to him because the way that he personifies
Vomiting when she was
the whole
flying
thing.
back.
Jesus.
Yeah, I went. I went through some of that also.
Oof.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Olga.
that's true. Well, you had a trigger thing happen at the hospital.
Yeah.
Now, Rebecca had this nurse, who was a head tech nurse for an MRI or something, poke her in a really weird place, and it swelled up, and the dye went
Yeah.
into her arm.
What happened in that moment was, and it was interesting. I had a vibe like it was going to be an interesting thing. I don't know why. I had to get a routine MRI. I have what they call complex kidney cysts. They're
You can actually look at the cameras.
yeah, they're different. Simple are the kind you don't have to worry about. Mine, complex, can turn pretty quick, so they got to watch them a few times a year. I have to get medical
And
tests.
so when they did it in your arm, it was in the wrong place.
So yeah, so normally I get I have okay veins. It's
Well,
not
they
that I
to
have
put
really
dye
bad
in,
veins.
and the MRI can scan it.
Yeah, so what happened was they went to put the dye in for that part of the test for contrast, and for some reason they went on this part of my arm, right in here, right where the Popeye arm would be.
You
And
look really good in glasses, by the way.
thank you. And
You do.
I never had anyone go for that vein, and immediately this pain that went through, they did what's called, they blew the vein out with the dye in it, and it was some of the most excruciating pain I think it was close to a labor pain. The pain got so much that I ended up throwing up. I wasn't expecting it. I think that was the big thing. I didn't like kind of brace for it, or I wasn't expecting, I just thought it would go smooth. So, and at that time it opened me up to a few other lifetimes where I'd been tortured in that area. and
Yes.
it triggered it for me, and it was like, oh God, all I could do was just call for Jesus. I was like, get this.
Yes.
And then she finally looked at me. I was so dizzy, and she said, well, do you want me to get the doctor? I'm like, well, obviously, yeah. My arm just popped out, literally. It was, I took pictures of it. It was like rock hard. It was swollen like that.
That's what she gets for her spinach.
But it was quite
And so the
experience.
next day, we programmed it to be nice. When we do these experiences, we usually let them go because we used to program things to be perfect. But then I realized that it would change and alter the way things are in their natural states. So I very rarely do that anymore. And if you got something very important, so I programmed it and worked on the energy. And then I actually saw in the time that you were in the torture chamber and they were doing things to your arms. So this triggered it. And the reason I brought this up was because it shows that even the most negative things, I mean, seeing Rebecca swollen and in pain and nothing, can't do anything with it, really, pulls on the heartstrings type of thing. Here I am, big Patrick, and I can't keep them from harming her in the hospital. And so, but it triggered it. So looking at the positive in these negative experiences is what's going to be ever more important, because we took this and it released this and it was there to trigger that event, because what's being cleaned out is 8,500 years of patriarchal misuse of energy, and usually resulting in very bad situations for those who
Oh,
I feel often do not deserve it.
it doesn't,
But you were a badass in other lives, so maybe you did something.
well, no, it definitely increases your empathic abilities for those that have to live in hospitals and go through tests all the time. I mean, this was just a 1 day test, and those who have to get poked by needles and stuff, it's like, oh gosh, what some of these people go through, and children and everything. It made me, conscious. Okay, I'm going to send energy tonight to everyone who's this.
Now, so I'm going to have
So,
Kartron come through. I could
yeah.
explain the astrological event, but Kartron has already absorbed all of that information and energy. And so he's going to guide this, because this is a full moon event of releasing. And ironically, my notes disappear right when I'm oh, there they are. Okay. I'll get them, but Kartron never uses them. So I'm using them for myself. It's like, fine, I'm human, and I reserve the right to stay that way at any moment. So there. Um, and so, yeah, you're okay now, right? Oh, good. I found my Bluetooth. That's what I was looking for. I don't want it messing with you. Well, no, it isn't. So right now I'm broadcasting enough.
That's why when you asked me if I wanted one, I said no.
Okay, guys. I am. Let me see. I'm on mine right now. Okay. So if you want to talk about anything,
I want to talk about how I'm glad I kept the Note 3.
say it louder.
I wanted to talk about how I'm glad I kept the Note 3 phone because it does not overheat. It's an awesome phone, even though it's probably outdated by now. They're like on the Note 7 by now. That was
the exploding ones that TSA doesn't even allow in the airport. That's really nice.
what, the Note 7s?
The Note 7s can start on fire. And so, because of the battery, and it's the chemical that it is, if you introduce any foreign material that's conductive, it can.
Well, then I'll get a Note 5.
Well, we'll figure out what you're going to get.
But yeah, I'm happy with my phone right
So,
now.
guys, I am doing my link again for the phone call because it overheated, and that's what I was wondering. So, we're going to switch to Rebecca's link, and I'm going to give that to you right now as best as I can. What's missing in the front of this broadcast link is just add it, because YouTube will stop itself from, you got to even take the www out. So, get rid of that, put the www in there if you have to, and yay, I did it. So any links are not allowed in chats on YouTube, I noticed. So even its own. So switch to that one, and I'm just going to turn it off, and we're going to have yours as it. Yay. Yes. Yeah, you're right, Randy. The old phones have less EMFs. Now, I use my Bluetooth. I don't put that thing up to my head. because it's like, I mean, women are getting breast cancer when they put this thing in their boob, and it's the size of the phone, it's the shape of the phone, because it's the microwaves that they're getting the breast cancer in. So imagine, oh, I have a rectangular breast cancer, and of course, the telecommunications companies would deny everything.
My boob
So,
likes to talk.
yeah, well, it's going to also have plenty of time to talk when it's taken off the chest. So I'm going to get the phone, make sure the phone call's going, and we're going to switch. So please use Rebecca's signal. And so I'm shutting mine down because I just am not going to trust it. So
A lot of people
here,
put phones in their back pockets too.
yes,
That
I
could.
do too, but I switch it up all the time.
Mm.
So tell them I'm turning mine off now.
Okay, so we're shutting the other stream off. We're shutting off the
Kartron.
Patrick